From hazy memories of the 90s to the soft pastel hues of classic Japanese animation, the world of future funk art has certainly made its mark in the music scenes of the internet. Today we're going to explore 5 examples of my favorite future funk artwork and why I think they work so well. Let's get into it. Well, the day would come eventually. Yep, I've brought my Patreon back. I said I wouldn't be reopening it for some time, but I didn't know I'd be making YouTube videos back then. Also, I need to pay for my vinyl collecting addiction, so, you know. Anyways, if you join, you'll get access to my private Discord server, which is pretty cool. And with the higher tier, you can, talk to me privately, and we'll have your name in the credits of these videos, so that's pretty awesome, I think. Alright, enough of my shameless self-promotion, let's get on with the video. So right when I finally finish up my first album, I decide to make a new video. You know, I really can't catch a break, can I? Well, anyways, this video is going to be a bit on the shorter side, but I promise next week I'll deliver something a lot more substantial. With that being said, today we're going to be diving into my top 5 favorite future funk album covers. This also includes anything that can be categorized as French house, but I won't be including anything from Daft Punk or Justice, just, you know, artists who originated from the internet music scenes. Also, as a side note, I will only be including 1 album per artist on this list, you know, just to keep things fresh. Well, that about covers it, so let's hop right in. Starting us off on this list is the EversoDelicous Pleasure by BarbWalters, artwork by Nukumachi, aka Wherefore. A simple yet captivating cover that grabs your attention with that bright neon red lipstick that almost looks like an airbrush painting. Right below, we have that classic retro cursive font that just seems to be everywhere nowadays. Reminds me a lot of Random Access Memories font choice, so that's always a plus. I think the gradient choice in the font gives it an analog texture, as if it were glowing from a physical light behind the paper. And speaking of paper, the whole thing is coated in this old grainy paper texture that really sells the idea that this thing is like some lost disco funk album from the 70s. And as an icing on the cake, if you zoom in, you will notice a halftone texture around the glow of the lips. And you know I love analog artifacts like that. A lot of attention to detail on this cover, simple but equally captivating. Now, normally Hit Vibes wouldn't be at number 4 on any other list. It would probably be at number 1, to be honest, but while the album art is amazing, I don't think it's quite as good as the music. Sorry, everyone. Regardless, St. Pepsi's Hit Vibes album artwork is just oozing with aesthetic perfection. It was done by WHTEBKGRND. Right. Yeah, I'll just leave a link in the description. Anyways, the muted red combined with the gray background almost make it feel like a texture you'd see in a mall in Tampa or something. The simple 80s and 90s geometry is placed in just the right way, scattered over the faint Hit Vibes logo in the background. With this, you know you're about to be taken on a wild, funky ride. At number 3, we have possibly Macross 8299's most iconic work, A Million Miles Away. Now, this thing actually has 2 different covers, which I think is pretty cool. The first, by Andrew Walker, depicts a road that stretches off into a soft pink sky. This pink tone matches perfectly with that turquoise whatever it is that drips from below the road. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this road either comes from or is inspired by episode 34 of SDF Macross. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that'd be a really cool reference if it was. Now, the other cover, the Neon City version, features a vector art rendition of Lin Minmay from the same series, SDF Macross. And I gotta say, I love how the shaded portion of Minmay's hair is replaced with a starry texture. It really sells the idea that this is an adventure through space. Oh, and don't get me started on the Obi strip. This thing is tight. There are actually 2 color variations of this cover. The first features colors similar to the original cover, and the second features lavender hues instead of the turquoise. Both are really sharp, simple, and to the point. Overall, really great stuff from Macross 8299. For our runner-up spot, we have the one and only 810 by FIBRE. First thing you notice about this cover is its stark color combination. That almost indigo blue sky combined with the gold sand underneath really grabs your attention. I just love how this thing makes you feel. It's overall evocative of a distant alien planet, and presumably, that comet overhead is your spacecraft burning up in the deep blue atmosphere. A large gas giant looms in the background, which for some reason reminded me of Halo CE, and anything that reminds me of Halo is a win in my book. This whole album feels like a chilled out space adventure on an alien planet, which matches the artwork perfectly. Combined with the simple vector of the FIBRE logo and the business casual logo at the bottom, this thing is tight, attention grabbing, and overall a pleasure to look at. Look guys, I'm truly sorry for all the fangirling I'm about to do, but god damn, this album cover, dude, just look at it. Look at it. Looked at it enough yet? Nah, you haven't, because Forget by EV never gets old. This thing is straight up gushing with color. Like, literally that damn CRT is gushing colors out into this endless twilight ocean. And, you know me, I love the moon. I wear a moon around my neck every day, so that moon really makes me happy. Forget looks like a Salvador Dali painting dipped in vaporwave and processed in future funk. It's truly beautiful and captures the colors of the music with such precision. I'm also a huge fan of the portrait ratio. It reminds me a lot of Wish You Were Here, which, spoiler, is my favorite album cover of all time. And for the icing on the cake, oh, would you look at that halftone texture? Oh yeah, it's glorious. But you know what makes this even better? Ev did this whole thing himself. Like, dude, how are you even this talented? This thing is brilliant. And how could I forget that Obi strip? Just when you thought it was over, you also get this sleek Obi strip that, once again, completes the package. The retro modernist fonts combined with the kanji, and of course, that rainbow strip on the side. It's all beautiful. Forget is truly top notch, and my favorite future funk album cover. Well, with that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Next week I'm going to be planning something big, and oh, of course, my album's coming out next Friday, so like, you know, check it out. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Huge thanks to my patrons, and of course, I'll see you next time. Bye.